Mr. Clerk, is there another floor presentation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, House Resolution number 176, congratulating the Kahuku High School We the People, the Citizen, and the Constitution team for their academic excellence and achievement in winning the 2015 state competition. This resolution is offered by Representative Pouha and many others.
Thank you very much. Representative Pouha.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Thank you very much. Representative Ichiyama.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Thank you very much. It's been moved and seconded that the resolution be adopted. Any discussion? Representative Pouha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm privileged today to recognize this wonderful championship team. You know, Kahuku High School is often known for their athletic championships, but I feel it's a great privilege to recognize them in this regard. For those of us who may not know a lot about this program, it's called We the People. And this program is no simple exercise in civic engagement. In fact, to continue that same vein as was spoken about previously, the future does look bright with these young people. So I would like to talk more about what they do today, and I am very humbled to recognize and honor these young patriots who believe so much in democracy that the 5 who sit here today were chosen based on the democratic process. I understand a bunch of names were put in a hat and people were selected that way. So I'd like to recognize those here on the floor. First we have Miss Victoria Countryman. Please stand. Next we have Miss Kaylee Clifford. We have Mr. Ocean Ayali. And we also have Mr. T.N. Ford, also known as TK. And last but not least, Miss Sasha Yamada. Would you please recognize them for me, everyone? Thank you so much. Now, this program has been around for a long time. And what these young patriots do, they vigorously study, interpret, and apply our U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and Declaration of Independence in exacting verbal and written communication. This Kahuku High and Intermediate School Championship team represent the future in terms of civic engagement and enhancement. Dare I say that perhaps there are future justices of the courts, presidents, governors, or even great legislators. I know for sure that most, if not all, of these young scholars will be active in voting and other forms of civic engagement. Ms. Jan Harney, who is their teacher and advisor at Kahuku, says, "I'm always impressed by what these students can do. This challenging program not only gives them the opportunity to know their government better, but develops critical thinking, speaking, researching, and team building skills that they'll use throughout their lives." Now, most of the members here are students, seniors, and they will be moving on to college, which I think is a great accomplishment and speaks to the high standard of this program. Now, to prepare for their state-level competition, it started from the first day of school when they began to read the different textbooks and also began researching. I would like to share an example of a question that these young students encounter. For example, question is framed like this. A scholar contends that the framers, like Goldilocks in the children's story Goldilocks and the Three Bears, wanted executive power that was neither too strong nor too weak, but just right. Later it says, please evaluate President Lincoln's use of executive power during the Civil War. Was it too strong, too weak, or just right given the critical times? And they have to do questions like this in time circumstances. So this is so wonderful. The future looks really bright, Mr. Speaker. Now this Kahuku High and Intermediate School We the People team won the state championship this past January and has earned the proud distinction of representing our great Aloha State at the national finals held April 24th to the 27th at George Mason University and also at the U.S. House of Representatives in Washington, D.C. Certainly this House of Representatives supports our team's journey to the U.S. House of Representatives. As a side note, they are crowdfunding as a result of losing their federal funding several years ago. So if you look up GoFundMe.com, you will find them there. I understand they are halfway to their fundraising goal, and I also know that this body has made efforts to assist in that effort in the future, of which I am proud of. This is not the first time Kahuku High and Intermediate has produced a state championship We the People team. They have taken the title for many years, beating out fellow public and private schools. These young students not only endeavor in this effort, but also their parents and other members of their community as well. So again, it is an honor for me to honor them today and all the great work that they do. I now yield my time to the representative of the 32nd District.
Thank you very much. Representative Ichiyama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of the
In
resolution.
support, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, unfortunately at Moanalo High School, where I was a graduate, we didn't have the We the People competition, so I had to settle for speech and debate instead. But as a former participant in competitions like this, I certainly can appreciate the time, the dedication, the effort that the students invest on top of their normal curricular activities in order to participate at this level. I have the privilege of introducing the members of the team that joined us in the gallery and would like to ask the members to hold their applause until they are all standing. Joining us is Arinui Anderson, Kristen Chowan, Emma Houghton, Dalen Hunter, Hannah Miller, Isaiah Spring, Grace Tuller, Tiana Wheeler, Samuel Workman, and their advisor, Miss Jan Harney. Members, if you could please join me in a round of applause for this hardworking team. Mr. Speaker, we're also joined by another special Kahuku High School teacher and head of the Kahuku Film Club, Mr. Don Sands. If you could wave his hand. Members, please welcome Mr. Sands to the House of Representatives. And if I could please ask for permission for their names to be submitted into the journal.
So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Representative. Any further discussion on a resolution before us? Representative Belatti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I apologize. I know this is a little unusual, but I do want to send my personal thanks to this award-winning team because I was one of the 3 judges who was able to judge their final round. I was partnered with U.S. District Judge Michael Seabright and Public Defender Susan Arnett. And this truly is an impressive team, and I want to congratulate them personally and publicly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative. Any further? Representative Pouha, followed by Representative Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to also recognize the students that came from the Kahuku Film Club as well to support the We the People team. I think I might get this wrong, but Joliza Patterson, Smilin Naluai, and John Jackson. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Representative Ward.
Speaker, strong support.
Strong support. Please proceed.
Speaker, I just wanted to add my congratulations to these young scholars and those who represent, I guess, the great America that we knew, because we all knew the Constitution before, but a lot of us are forgetting it. So thank you for being role models for not only the students in Hawaii, but also for us here. And sometimes I think, Mr. Speaker, we need a tutorial from these guys.
I'm not going to debate you on that. Thank you very much, Representative. Representative LaPreste.
Strong support.
Strong support. Please proceed.
I also speak as a former judge for We the People competitions, as a past judge for speech and debate. I judged the We the People at a Waianae High School a few years ago. I can speak to the value of these programs, especially as we see high-stakes standardized testing demolishing education and what it really should be doing. This really informs critical thinking. It provides skills for these students beyond the classroom for the rest of their lives and for the good of this government and the state of Hawaii. When we have citizens who are able to come out of school with these abilities, we all prosper. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Representative. Further discussion, Representative Ng, followed by Representative Pouha again.
In strong support.
Strong support. Please proceed.
Thank you. I also like to congratulate the team. I was also a judge this year alongside Associate Justice Paula Nakayama and Chief Justice Mark Reckenwald. And this team truly was impressive. And for any of my colleagues who want to see the curriculum and the book that they work out of, I have it in my office. It's quite robust. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Representative Pouha.
I apologize again for rising, Mr. Speaker. We did forget one of the students. Many of these students have jobs or other extracurricular activities, but would Sadie Morlock please stand? I apologize for missing you off of the list. Please recognize her.
And Representative, we could certainly leave the journal open for any names that we may have accidentally missed, and you can feel free to add those names to the journal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Representative. Members, any further discussion on the resolution before us before we go to a voice vote? If there's no further discussion, members, all those in favor signify by saying aye. The motion is carried. The resolution is adopted. Representative Pouha, please proceed with the presentation of the congratulatory certificates and lei.